What's happening, people? It is Monday night, one of my favorite times of the week, and it's because of everybody here listening, as well as my handsome co-host and our friends. So, everybody, I just want to say thank you for what's been going on lately. Happy November. If you're wondering why I'm going to be wearing the purple hat for every episode, well, it's because the initials right here, that is Anthony Angelo Russo, was one of the very few people, and at age 83, being pancreatic cancer. It's that time of month. Now, I did dye my hair purple a couple years back, but well, things got complicated with work and everything else, so can't do it now. But I got the hat to come course to it. So hope everyone's happy, healthy, and well. And I'm just happy to be here. We got a lot of exciting stuff to review, a lot of stuff to show off, a lot of things to talk about. Hopefully, get it done in an hour. Teach, how you doing, man?
Doing a lot better than I was last week. Because last week I was definitely feeling under the weather. We toughed it out. I ended up having COVID for a week. Feeling a lot better tonight. Glad to be back. I mean, I wasn't really away, but glad to be fully back. Glad to be properly back. But we do have some fun, interesting stuff to go over tonight. Have a real good episode again. Episode 49.
And next time it's 50. We got Boog Nas in the chat. We got Johnny Naito in the chat. Hey, congrats, JN. Congrats on the future baby coming. He's been a big supporter of the show since the beginning. So, anyways, man, we got a lot of stuff to go over. Should we go over this guy first?
Sure.
So, people, I actually surprisingly, I didn't have to get this mailed from a guy with Kroger next to him. So believe it or not,
I
I
almost
actually
shipped you one.
I know. So what happened was I'm kind of just looking around and I'm just kind of like I ordered myself breakfast. I'm at the deli. It's about 6:30 in the morning. I drove about 50 minutes. I'm still trying to process everything. And even though I have a cooler full of stuff, I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, did they get anything new? Is there anything catching my eyes or something to review for the podcast? Anything? And then I'm like, whoa, 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 I see something dark. Is that green? And I'm like, oh no, that's teal. And I'm like, whoa. And they got them in the small sizes instead of the 12s? W's. So this is it right here. Fig Apple Red Bull, the winter edition. Although, me personally, uh, I feel like there's like a lot of old Red Bulls they should bring back, but what am I to say? Crucify me.
It is a new seasonal flavor. I have had two of them. I am honestly quite a fan of it. I'm
You're a
waiting.
fan?
I'm a fan. I'm interested to see your opinion.
All right. So, shall we?
I mean, I don't have a one, so it's on you to try it for the first time. I already know my review and opinion of it.
Gotcha. All right. Cheers. Okay. Ah, if this wasn't caffeinated, I could actually see my grandfather and my mother loving this. The Italians, big fig people. It's a European thing. Funny story, there's actually people that try to import fig branches on their carry-ons back to America.
Really?
Yeah, I kid you not. It sounds like a joke. It really sounds dumb, but what they do, it looks like somebody, like if you have no idea what you're doing, it looks like somebody took a stick and they shoved it into a potato. And you're probably thinking, what the hell are they doing? That branch is from a fig tree, and the water from the potato keeps it alive.
Huh.
So when they go home, they plant it so they have a fig tree growing wherever they want, which is why TSA bugs them for agriculture, all that. They do
You
what
learn
they do.
something
They have
new.
reasons. Yes. So let's give her a taste.
And then even friendly reminder, there is 27 grams of sugar, so Red Bull is not sugar-free here. 90 grams of sodium. And then the small cans, which Riley and I both have right here, are only 80 milligrams of caffeine.
This is very interesting. Hey, big boss man in the comments. Please enjoy work. I hope you're doing all right. Miss you, man. I've always pondered this with people, and I've never gotten a straight answer. How would Red Bull do if they actually had, you know, the diet flavors, I guess? Like if
I
they
mean,
had blueberry, but in the
sugar-free
sugar
variant.
free. Yeah.
I think it's something they could look into.
I mean, just remember the new line started with cranberry, blueberry, and tropical, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then branched off with new flavors. Some stayed around, some are just seasonal, but whatever it is, I think they could pull it off with a couple. But I mean, just like every soda, how many sodas need a diet form? Like I've never seen a diet grape soda. Just my 2 cents. But this right here, for anyone who's never had a fig before, I'm not sure if you're going to like this or not. I mean, me, I'm about it. This is a 4-star can, 4-star flavor, my opinion. To somebody else, I think you're either going to love this thing or you're going to hate this thing with not much in between. Like, I don't think a fig is something you pick up and say, it's okay. I think you might have him be like, it's all right, but you're like, I don't think I'm going to have it again. Or, hey, you got figs? I want one.
All right. So now you've tried it. Give me your quick 5-second review of it.
This is a 4-star flavor can, captures everything swell. Phenomenal.
I've had 2 of them so far. Red Bull Fig Apple Winter Edition. Uh, very solid. I give it an 8 out of 10. I was heavily pleasantly enjoying it. The 2 of them that I've had. I've never had a fig apple, but to me, weirdly enough, this is like Red Bull apple juice.
The kiwi apple they had? Turducky, what's happening? Oh boy. I wish I could tell everybody what me and her are working on. If only, if only.
But like I think everybody should give it a try, even if you don't typically like Red Bull. Don't take the apple juice things too. Literally, it's not going to taste like apple juice. It tastes like apples and Red Bull. But I think they did a good job on it. I've never had a fig apple before, but it tastes very much like a red apple to me, Fuji apple.
Nice. Let's see. What we got? I'm just texting a fan of the podcast who actually did get his Juju mystery box. So we'll see how that goes. Should I open mine?
Have you not opened it yet?
I told you I was opening up for the show.
All right, open it up. I got a feeling I know what you got though.
Something tells me, I even said it too. I'm like, I'm okay getting a grape tub.
Episode 50 off that Juju right now has these little mystery boxes going on for $13.99 plus shipping.
And if you want a special one, where I think it comes with an extra something in it, I think it's like 7. It's mystery tub, and then there's like mystery premium box, something like that.
Like, to me, regardless, from all the ones I have seen being sent out so far, $13.99 for a tub and a shaker is a steal of a deal.
I actually wanted this shaker. I said one day I'm gonna get a red one, so that saved me a purchase.
There you go.
Okay.
Now, what is Fab? Is that a content creator for Juju?
To be completely honest with you, I wish I knew. I don't.
Fabulous and beautiful. Got it.
Yeah, works for me. I mean, this would be a nice decorative piece. And moment of truth.
Now, really, could you use discount codes on these? Was discount codes allowed?
Yes, I use Camper's code on this, actually.
Okay. So if you guys still want to try it, again, these are $13.99 for a mystery tub and shaker, which is a steal of a deal, and you can use a code to save even more. It's a no-brainer. Like,
let's see. I want to know if there was actually a certain time or because I'm not sure if the day passed or not, or I looked it up on all merch. It seems like that ship has sailed, but nonetheless, moment of truth. So far, that's mostly been popular with the grapesicle.
Which is your favorite?
Not my favorite actually,
Well, your
but
favorite grape.
yes. But I think Jake actually got pumpkin spice, which hey, 'tis the season.
So we have our theories as to why they're doing this, but even if the theory is correct, still a killer deal as long as you can get down with it.
Yes, and it's because of the expiration day. And Amazon, I think they still have them for $10, but they only had a few of them. Well, let's see.
I technically,
Oh, there we go. Let's go.
I think it's technically what a company should do, rather than just have product wasted, but like absolutely below sell it out.
Not only that, but there's a lot of people that will take these even when they're expired because they don't think they go bad.
That's a whole like topic for a different like episode. Cause I have mixed opinions on that.
I mean, I do too, but I mean, regardless, I mean, me, if it's close to expiration date, I'm just like, hey, someone's gonna have fun killing this for like the next month or so. Like it's like, hey, it's going bad in 3 months. Hey, dude, you want the rest of this because you drink a hell of a lot more than I do? Go for it. We'll work something out. Like I won't have the product go to waste. But I
Yeah.
mean, essentially, you're giving these away pennies on the 30 cents on the dollar.
And how much are the tubs normally? 35.
The tub's 35.99. So on Amazon with Prime, you're getting it for $10. Or if the mystery box, you get this in a shaker. So think about it. I got a grapesicle tub. I got a shaker, and with discount code and shipping, it's under $17.
Which is a steal.
It's
No
a
other company
steal
is
no matter
doing that.
what. I mean, Advanced GG had another flavor that now Big Sin thought that there's something happened with the collab, but the expiration date is in January. So I think that's where it kind of came from.
Now, what's the expiration date on that one?
December
Okay, so you
this
got
year.
a solid month to 2 months to get through it.
Don't worry, I'm going to be getting some samples out of this, and I still got some packets here. Which, speaking of packets,
I guess that's another topic for us to write down for another day. Is that should companies on these powders, and we'd have to even like research it even more, if powders truly go bad or what the whole expiration date is truly for, to the extent should companies switch from expiration or use best buy?
correct. And I agree with Turducky here. I mean, again, I think the horchata flavor, I think it's a milk only. Same thing with their pumpkin spice, but it is a good time. Juju, I think because of the texture is a lot better. And speaking of, if anyone wants to use the camper double R double zero code, they do have something that they upgrade in their variety pack. They started doing samples of their watermelon crush. So
Hmm.
I'm actually going to be ordering myself a set of that. And I'm going to be trying the watermelon and going to be giving away some packets to some friends. Some
Relly is
others.
taking one for the team and trying watermelon.
Yeah, I know it's a surprise. But guess what? I said I wanted to try it, but I don't know. It's not like the G Fuel community where everyone's got tubs and they have samples. I mean, the Juju community is mostly the content creators on Twitter, and it's kind of more of an underground thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Turducky, the pumpkin spice is still selling. Uh hmm. I might have to get back to you on that one. I gotta see if I got my sample bags around and send some out to Turducky. Send a couple of them out to there and see how it is. Because I will say it's rich and it's smooth, and it's actually got that cinnamon in there. So fair warning
Mm.
for anybody, it's pumpkin and cinnamon. That's where they got the spice from. Very smooth. Uh, it's not really too sweet, but it's definitely a tad savory. But there we go on that one. So I'm happy with my order. And worst case, I mean, yeah, I'll keep the OG tubs in case they stop making one of them. Keep
I
that
think no
small
matter
collection
what,
going.
even if they technically expire in 2 months and you got until the end of December to have it, $14 with discount code and a shaker, like, it's a steal of a deal. You're getting your
Absolutely.
money's worth. And if it's a
I mean,
flavor you really enjoy, you're gonna go through it.
absolutely. Absolutely. But speaking of Apple, since we've been covering that and we've been talking about some other stuff, I wasn't a fan of the Celsius mixed berry. But if you haven't seen the video on the Caffeinated Podcast TikTok, I did a review when somebody, a fan of the show, actually asked if the Celsius Fuji Apple Pear was anything comparable to the G Fuel Golden Apple Pear. So here's what I will say: it definitely not. The G Fuel Gap is goated, forever goated. However, if you crave a caffeinated apple cider with a back burner of pear to it, solid. Golden apple pear, I give 5 stars. The Celsius Fuji apple pear can, 4 stars out of 5.
I've not had any Celsius in my day, and that's why, like I've said before, I need to really just start going out and like seeing a certain brand that we haven't reviewed yet, and just buy literally every one of the cans that they have available, and just full on review it in an episode.
Well, if you think about it, I mean, I didn't find rice cans until I randomly stopped in a vitamin shop one day and I had no idea what happened. It was empty. Like I talked to 3 guys and we basically crept on Bang Energy for 10 minutes. Those guys are not a fan.
I mean, you either are or you aren't. I've always been back and forth on Bang. We had that whole episode talking about Bang's bankruptcy that I wasn't a part of because I was doing my charity event, and you were here with Mr. Mellon and Last Saying.
So essentially, what happens is, just to bring you up to speed on this. So if you go by their tactics and their lawsuits, yeah, anytime you're going to be tackled for, it doesn't matter if it's 50 million, 100 million, or 600 million plus. It's a lot. You're in the hole. And even though you make X and you sell X amount of products, here's the thing that puts you back. And I think you would know this from any business perspective. We have a can. It's designed to be sold between $3 and $4 each, depending on where you are, right? That sound like a good range, $3 to $4.
I'll say 2 to 4, but yeah.
All right, well, all right, 2 to 4. I think three is a good number, but whatever. So if you have a $3 can and you have multiple flavors end up in a Dollar Tree where they are making money off of that product and it's being sold for $1.25. That $3 can cost X to make, to ship, and plus that company selling for $1.25 has to make money as well. So if you're selling a $3 can, I'm assuming it's at a loss if you're selling it for $1.25 a piece.
Well, let's not
Big's
forget
probably taking a hit from it.
they took a big lawsuit because their cans are labeled as having super, not regular, super creatine. When one, there's no such thing as super creatine, it's just advertising. And two, there is absolutely no creatine in their product whatsoever.
In some cases, they found zero creatine. In some cases, very little, where it's nothing to talk about, or not at all, depending on the samples taken. Not only that, but I mean, Monster's the big bully of the game right now. Red Bull doesn't have that many lawsuits with other companies. Whereas Monster, if you label something that they think is a conflict to them, they file a lawsuit. And even if they lose, they file again. And there's been companies that where it's like, hey, they filed twice, we have to shut down for good.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, They lost with other things. There was a deal that went through with PepsiCo, and that cost them. I mean, they're in the tank. And so when you have two major lawsuits and when you have some flavors not doing well, now listen, champagne, acquired taste. Root beer, the few, the proud, the not many. And I'll say this, Johnny Naito, JN, big fan of the show, big supporter, as we mentioned before. He has told me that is absolutely rancid. And why did they do it? He said he had hopes for it and it turned out to be an absolute dud.
Yeah, there are just some things you probably shouldn't try to turn into energy form. I've seen a lot of like I don't know the exact numbers, but Bing has so many freaking flavors out there. Like
we
it's
we lost
asinine.
count on how many flavors, and I think that's where they get their downside. Listen, old cotton candy cans, okay, fine. We produced so many. We're getting rid of the last lot of this old production, fine. But once these flavors, and we are just like, what the hell happened here? If it's a berry flavor, I don't know what the hell happened to it. If it's a root beer, why? A champagne, why? But then some of these names where you just kind of look at it and you go, what's the flavor? You know what I mean?
I think
Like it's
another big thing to take away from it too is that sometimes some of these companies can literally sell you on just branding and the hype behind it and the media you see behind it. And that's why another big thing we stress in the show is the ingredients, because it goes back to you are drinking something that you probably saw online, you probably like the advertising, you probably like the branding, the hype behind them, and the hype beast that they are. And you think, oh, I'm getting creatine, all these other great ingredients in me while drinking this, and you're not. You're paying for overpriced, underdosed ingredients.
if you're paying for heavily underdosed ingredients, isn't it propaganda at that point?
Yeah, it's hype beast.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
That's why I myself was always against Ghosts for a long time, even with pre workout, because they were always kind of mid, and you were buying into the hype brand rather than actually buying into quality.
Speaking of, there's something I got to actually speak about this matter that I've actually have had the last week or so. So I have been discussing with things, and this has gone into sports, going into between the middle school, high school, and college level. This has gone into entertainment, and this has gone into pre workout, anything else. And I actually have had discussions, and some of it actually have gotten into for no absolute reason, but whatever. If you want to be an absolute scumbag, I mean, listen, buddy, I hope you're okay. I'm going to be the bigger man, just say, please have a better day. I hope you're just pissed off. So there's a couple of things that we need to address here. You got to know what the difference is between a sports drink, an energy drink, and a pre workout
Mm-hmm.
because some people there are these people that are actually labeling Prime as an energy drink.
Why does that sound so familiar?
Why does it sound familiar? Prime,
Prime.
the KSI Paul Logan brand.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
hydration.
Yeah, it's no
It's a
energy.
sports drink.
There's no
They're
caffeine in it.
labeling it as an energy drink. And one guy, I'm not going to say his name, but he goes, whatever, dude, you don't know nothing about pre workout. And it was referring to energy drinks. And I'm like, dude, why would I call an energy drink a pre workout? Listen, if you want a Red Bull before you work out, I don't care. There's people that, smoke a little something, something before they work out. I would go to sleep, but you do whatever you got to do. But I am not going to label something what it's not. We've discussed this on this show multiple times, and there's even been products that I've been looking forward to trying, but unfortunately, it just doesn't go into our field.
because of the ingredients in them. Prime is not an energy supplement because there's no caffeine in it. And a big misconception, the pre workout world, and a lot of people that go to the gym, is that just because it has caffeine in it, that means it's a pre workout. Now, if you want to use G Fuel, if you want to use any of your favorite energy supplements as pre workout, that is fine. But that does not make it a actual pre workout because it comes down to the ingredients. Really, you may remember about 6-ish episodes ago, I had tried the GNCB lit can on stream,
Correct.
and that was a fantastic can flavor wise. It did have caffeine in it, but it actually had pre-workout ingredients like beta alanine that gives you the tingles and much more, like actually having creatine, unlike Bang. And it's dependent on the ingredients that has it. That depends on which category it goes in. And again, Prime is sure a sports drink, it's a hydration drink, it's not an energy supplement. It is certainly not pre-workout. You can use G Fuel, Glytch, Advance, whatever as pre-workout because caffeine is a big part of pre-workout, but it is not everything, and that does not make it classified as a pre-workout. It is your energy supplement. Remember what supplement means now. It's a whole thing about this. People forget what supplements is. So that there's a lot of the stuff we can get naturally from the things that we do already, from foods and much more, but your body doesn't get enough of it naturally from a lot of things. So you supplement. You find a way to increase that from something else. Just like there's protein out there. You can get protein from eating chicken, but you're not going to get enough. So you can easily supplement it with protein powder. Same thing goes for hydration, energy supplements, pre-workout, etc.
Yes. So going on, I had a couple minutes written down. There's been a big outcry for something G Fuel related again, but I actually stand by this one. So isn't that kind of funny that this year, as far as like people outcries with G Fuel, hasn't it been kind of essentially every quarter something goes on?
Mm-hmm. I mean, depending on
But
what it's about, people
well, I
always try
mean,
to gripe.
first quarter it was Face Clan. End of second quarter it was the big controversy with the creators and the team and the ownership. Then it was codes, and who knows what's going to be before Christmas. But essentially, here's what we got with G Fuel codes now. So before it goes, I am 10% off if you use my code. Or occasionally there will be a time window, it's usually about
A
3 or 4
week.
days, right? 3, 4, 5 days, where you say, hey, instead of 10%, use 30% off your order. So here's what G Fuel has done, and I actually am a big fan of this. So there's been some G Fuel related people who don't essentially, they just use the product and that's it. There's been some people I talked to, and there's one person in particular, I won't say his name. He said, I don't care about streamers. I don't care about who plays video games and who won't shut up in front of a camera. I'm here for the product and I use a discount. That's it.
And that's
Which
fine.
it's not offensive. It's just, hey man, this is just business for me. Sorry, this is what I'm doing. That sucks, but I'm here for me. And okay, that's fine. But hear me out on this one. If everyone's is 20% cut and dry, and on certain items, they allow 30%, that means it doesn't matter if it's Monday or the weekend, it's going to be consistent throughout. Because as much as we hate to say it, there's going to be some people out there where, hey, this is my guy. Sorry, my dude, you're 10% with this week. This guy's 30% this week. So sorry, just business. Unfortunately, that is what it is. And I know it's less, but this is why I like Glytch, Juju, and other companies is because for actually Glitch I think has done something with EMGG where it's more, but I'll double check on that. But I know for Juju, it's just 10% cut and dry for everybody. Doesn't matter how big, doesn't matter how small. You put in the code, it's 10% for everybody. Done. I like that because it's more even for everybody. And there are these new creators out there. Hey, I'm 30% off for this 4 day period. Okay. And what happens after that 4 day period? Do they care about you? Keep it consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know one guy, I mean, we knew JP. I mean, I kind of met him online when I found out he was a content creator and he goes, "Hey guys, I'm 30% off this week." And I slowly just kind of started talking to him from there. And I think this was well before I met you as well. But, it started off with just that. And then I, started watching his content and, I'm just dialed into JP. That's it. It comes down to stuff like that. But I guess in short, Teach, are you a fan of what they're doing with the codes?
I don't really have a preference. Like, I think it's fine to have a 20 throughout. I think it's technically better marketing on business on their end. For a company to be like, hey, here's select items that aren't probably selling the hottest, or we're just trying to get rid of them to make inventory space so you can get 30% off on them. I think it is technically better for the creators. It makes it a little bit less hassle to constantly have to keep going back and forth, being like, hey, is my code this weekend? Is my code next weekend? It's 10% off now, 30% off if you wait. Um, like I never truly had a preference when it came to just only using one person's code. Like there's a lot of times I'd go in between like using JP's code price, using Big Sin when he was a part of G Fuel, and of course the one that everybody knows is like Shock. And I also wonder how that's going to be for some of the bigger creators, because for a long time it was always known that like PewDiePie was constantly 30% almost, it felt like. Or if even
You're
he
right.
is going to be pushed down to 20. I think it's technically a good thing. I would probably like it if some of the items that they had that were 30% was a little bit more. I feel like they could add a little bit more into it. That you don't have like the greatest selection. I think it's a pretty good idea on their end, though, that all content creator codes are 30% on starter kits. I think that's the right way to go about it. If you're a content
Agreed.
creator trying to push somebody to use their code, you've never tried it, hey, try starter kit and take 30% off. That's a better way to go about it. And that's a constant as well.
I lost my train of thought for a sec, but what kind of gets me is I remember forgot what it was, but it was something carb related, and everyone was complaining about plastic going up. So my thought is, look about everything going up, and G Fuel shakers on their website are still $9.99 for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if it's a short boy or a tall boy. So you're telling me I spend $1 more because of the discount code doing X? I'm fine with it.
I mean, the big thing to remember too is that like a lot of us have become accustomed to 30% off on everything by just finding a creator code at some point and saving money, and we all love that. And some people are going to be upset by it, and it's going to be something to accustom to. But business always changes, and I think the bigger way to put it is that like look at some of these other companies we've reviewed or tried. Some of them have like $45 tubs. Like even if you were to go try Glytch out right now, I
Yeah.
tell you to go use code Teach, save a little bit because they're $45 tubs. If you want to go to Advanced GG, you're spending that same amount of $45 for a tub, and they only have 100 milligrams in their stuff. So if you've got to double scoop these companies, you're spending more in the long run. And a lot of times they only have 20% off codes as well. A lot of people got accustomed to 30%, and they're definitely going to be upset that not everything is going to be, hey, looking for a code right now, new release, who has a code I can use 30%. Yeah, you're probably not um they're probably not saving as much, but in the long haul, I think it is technically better. And the other big thing too to remember about G Fuel as well that not a lot of other companies have is you can actually do, I think it's like shop or afterpay, to where you can pay in payments even if you need to stack up a little bit or get a little more to save up. You'll technically still save in the long run.
Agreed. I'm actually just trying to look at some of these ingredients on this tub right here.
But
So, and not creatine, but they got teacrine.
And I think the other way to look at it too is it really kind of helps G Fuel know which codes are actually being used for what reason and what content creators and which ones to push more with. Because like let's
Correct.
say there was a big drop, and like let's say for the hypothetical like the Dead by Daylight one that just dropped. If Code Shock was 30% off for it, then of course Shock's going to have a ton of people pushing and using his code during that
Oh,
period.
absolutely.
But if code price was 30% off during then and Shock wasn't, then you're going to see a ton of people using Shock. Now, does that mean like Shock's making more and better content, more people recognizing him, so G Fuel needs to go to him? Or is it the same thing with price? I think it also helps them see whose codes are being used more and who's really pushing the product and pushing their advertising and pushing G Fuel as a brand, rather than just content creators having these influx numbers of codes because one's 30% off over the other one being 10% off.
Yes. So one thing I actually want to go over, especially since you are a Glytch partner, let me pull this up right here. Let me just do a screen share real quick. All right, we see me, people. So they have a collab with Litecoin. That's right, the actual cryptocurrency. I know, I was shocked too. This is Litecoin aid. So I'm here looking at the ingredients, and I didn't expect raw coconut water powder to be in here.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
No, not Papa John's. You kidding me? You're breaking my heart. In all
I mean,
seriousness, no, I did not see. I did not expect that at all. I mean, my only thought is for that one is I actually know I gotta put this in mind now because I actually know someone who is very allergic to coconut.
like that was the entire thing. The Glitch rebranding with the new formula. They wanted better ingredients. They wanted no BS or so maltodextrin, and I think that's the biggest thing for a lot of people to remember. Because like we tried Advance very early on, and we were very meh about them and their flavors. And I think the biggest thing for people to remember when trying out other companies is what are they standing by with their ingredients and what are you used to drinking? And the big thing I've come to notice is like if you've been drinking G Fuel for a very long time, like I am, and you go try something else out, like an Advanced GG or like a Glitch, you may not like it. You're going to have a hard time adapting because it doesn't have maltodextrin, it doesn't have the same ingredients. They're not as clean as some of the other brands that are putting more healthier stuff in them. It's going to be vastly different. Even like Big Sid said recently on the show, like it's just face the facts. Like out of all of them, yes, G Fuel is going to taste the best. It is the tastiest, but it's because of the artificial sugar additives like maltodextrin and the flavorings that they put to it. It's just vastly different.
Also, if nobody knew, Juju does have maltodextrin in it.
Like I will admit, it took me a while to get used to Glitch because Glitch, the new V2, does have a little bit of an aftertaste to it. And I've just come accustomed to doing a tall boy with 2 scoops. It's watered down. I get more of that flavor that the flavor is going for and less of that aftertaste. And it's not going to be like G Fuel. If you've been so used to G Fuel, it's going to be vastly different.
So here's what I got here. So a big thing that I've actually, I'm still experimenting with it because the Advanced GG, it's the G1 gummy bear. I feel like every single time I've made it, and I'm screwing around with this more than I am any other flavor because it's a $10 tub. But I feel like every single time I've made it, it's came out different. You know, it's the weirdest thing ever. I feel like it's tasted different or been just different in taste or watered down a certain way every single time I've tried it. The first time, great. Second time trying to duplicate it, I screwed up. I don't know what it is. Does it need to sit? Is it something in the water? I don't know. So I'm still playing around with that before I give my plead on that. So that was a $10 tub Big Vance GG was making, and you could still use a creator code on that. So I saved a buck. and we go from there. I got another flavor from Advanced GG coming. I'm just waiting on that email. They said 7 to 10 days after order because of the move of the warehouses.
I mean, I haven't been that impressed by Advance with everything they have. I know they're using different ingredients. I'm pretty sure they don't have any maltodextrin, so it is going to have a different taste. It's not going to be tasty like G Fuel. Because a lot of people, again, you try something else, you want to have that G Fuel pure flavor experience. But like even when it came to lemonade, that's the one that disappointed me the most. The infamous clip that really loves to this
The
day
pain.
is the strawberry lemonade, where I was like, "Where's the lemonade?" Because I'm just like, how do you mess that up? There was no
Is it under the
lemonade taste.
sauce, my good man?
Yeah. Um, so like I'm still enticed to try some of their products and review more because we haven't reviewed an absolute ton, but we're gonna be reviewing everything as always. But on the other quick note, you just said yes. Glytch is having a new collab with Litecoin, their crypto company. It is their new flavor. It is going to be a berry citrus flavor. And I have a feeling this is going to be kind of like a shiny splash equivalent, honestly. I have not tried it. It is up for pre-order to buy. You can use code TEACH if you want to save a little bit, which you should probably save a little bit because who doesn't like saving money? But this is probably one of their most recent releases I like a lot. And this is some of like this was the other big thing to them in their V2 is that they're experimenting and having way more flavors that they had even with V1.
Correct. So they do have point systems in here called Glitch Coin, ironically. So when you register an account on their website, you earn 2 Glitch coins with every dollar you purchase. And I imagine this will help you with discounts, save money, however they put it. I haven't experimented too much with it, but I'm actually wondering how this is. This is their most recent flavor, but I mean, not a bad flavor to hop on the bandwagon. I mean, have you noticed that everybody's trying to do tiger's blood recently?
I haven't noticed, honestly.
Well, Advanced GG actually recently released the tiger's blood.
Oh. I'll say
Yes.
I was not impressed by that advanced can we had last week. Was not impressed by any means.
Did you like it or was it just
It
next?
was very next. Like I think I had an identity crisis. Are we trying to be a lemonade? Are we just trying to be blah? Here's lemon. Are we just trying to be citrus?
To be honest with you, to me, I think the Tetris cans are all right, but they're not amazing. I think that's probably a better version of the Tetris can.
Whoa. You think the lemonade or the lemon can is a better Tetris? They're two completely different flavors.
I know. I said I think that's what the Tetris can should have been.
Was lemon?
I got a candy lemonade, brother. I'm not sure if the can you had was bad or not, but
I say even Tetris wouldn't be candy lemonade, but like I don't know if it was
that
bad or
that
not.
to me, I think that's what Tetris should have been, personally.
Because
And
Tetris
I've
is trying to be like a Skittles kind of flavor.
yeah, and I've tried all of them, and I think I mean I definitely like the Tetris can better than the powder and the C4 Skittles. Although trust me, by the deli that I got at my local work, they got a wide variety of everything. They even have Rockstar cans in there, which is very hard to find.
Say on the comment we got in the chat, I really unless you have an exact link, I don't know if they're still doing the mystery boxes
I
anymore for
think they
Juju.
stopped doing that sometime last week.
And I think that just goes to show as a good reason why you should watch the show every single week when you can, because we post stuff that comes out soon to be out or deals going on right now that you can get on top of. If you watch last week's episode, you could get on top of it. If they're already done with it, that's unfortunate.
Googling this right now.
Because on the website here, I'm not finding anything.
I think it elapsed, man. I'm double checking right now, but hmm. Huh. Nope. Although the trifecta bundle is actually nice. A shaker and 2 tubs of your choice for $70. Let's see. Got clothing. Oh shit, they actually have watermelon single serves now on the site? Oh goodness gracious. Thank you.
Really, is about to act out for some watermelon.
Well, I don't have to buy all these variety packs now. I just get that, which I've been waiting for them to do that for a while. I'm just like, hey, can you do more flavors than just the four you have? That'd be freaking great. Yeah. But I think the Glitch Litecoin, I think that'll end up turning good.
I
You
still
looking
have yet.
forward to it?
I am. I think they're probably gonna do pretty well with it. I still honestly want to try their lemon lime flavor and see how they act with lemon lime.
Ooh, that's gonna be a that's gonna be a tough critique for you, man. You've had a lot of lemon lime.
Oh yeah, I mean, and I've said it before. Even with being a part of the Glitch team and the Glitch program, like I'm still just going to be honest about the product. If it's a flavor I don't like or don't recommend, I don't. If it's something I think you should go get, I will. Like I like what they stand for. I like their ingredients. I think Glitch has something going on. I honestly wouldn't be opposed if they went still back to a V1 formula because that's really where I grew to love Glitch.
Huh. They've been selling fast apparently, man. There's some flavors that aren't on here at the moment. Although Dragon Sweat's available again.
It's the one that I will tell most to stay away from.
Yes, we did not enjoy Dragon Sweat V2.
And again, I have not had everything for the V2 formula. I still have many sample stuff to try. But like the other big thing to even remember about Glitch, why for some reason we're on this topic, is like Glitch sells a lot more than just energy supplements. Like they have an entire line of actual supplements. What other company do you know is doing actual supplements? Like they have a testosterone one, they have a melatonin one, they have really, I'm pretty sure this be right up your alley. Eye support, like for eye strain. They have so
Yes.
many actual supplements itself.
I think they got like one's called Blue Scope
Yep,
and
that's the
one's
one.
called Shield. Now
Shields for
again,
immunity.
okay, okay. Okay. What is the closest energy drink to G Fuel?
I guess that's a broad question. Are you talking?
Ooh. So humor me here, Kay. Are you referring to as taste, caffeine, how well we rate it overall, flavor preference, profile? That is a
So
bold question that's very wide. Let's try and narrow it down if we can.
taste? Nothing honestly.
Oof.
I mean, that's the thing is like we've even went over that at the beginning of the night that where like if you're used to G Fuel and you've tasted G Fuel is G Fuel. They're a very delicious brand. We all know it, and it's because of the ingredients they put into it, and they've been a big company for a very long time that has the money to put extras into their powder. It's the maltodextrin and it's all the extra artificialness that's been put into it. Not many others are going to taste like it.
So he said, taste wise, what's the closest energy drink to G Fuel?
There isn't, in my opinion. G Fuel's just been top dog, and it always has been for that reason for a long time. If
So I think what he's saying is what's second place? Like G Fuel's first place for energy drinks, what's second place? Hmm.
Yeah, I would still say nothing. There isn't a second place because then it's
You're
just going to come.
really your first
Yeah,
or last?
that's what it is right now with the industry.
Your
You're
first or last?
either you're G Fuel or you're not because all these other companies taste so vastly different.
Huh. I'll say this. If you're going by cans, it goes by what your favorite flavor is. So if G Fuel's the top dog, second place, I mean, again, it goes by the flavor. So somebody told me that their favorite energy drink can is the Rain Gummy Bear, which me, I'm not about it, but if you are, salute. You know what I mean? If that's going to be your number two, okay, that's fine. For me, can wise, I'm going to say it's Red Bull. Second place powder wise, I'm going Juju.
And that's why it's
And
all vastly
just
different.
to clarify, everybody, I know I got this shirt. I know I got a couple of tubs. I am not affiliated with any company.
And the other reason why I say this is because here's a perfect example, and you and I have been really touching on this one the past couple episodes. Every company does every flavor different in their own way, and the one thing we've been hunting down recently is cotton candies. Because, like, to me, even with the new Ninja Cotton candy that we technically haven't done a review yet on the powder because really hasn't gotten a sample yet, some people say it's the best cotton candy out there, and I'll call cap on that because when we had Glytch V1 formula, I tell anybody to go try the Glytch V1 formula cotton candy. That was the best cotton candy out in the market.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that flavor would beat G Fuel all day. But at the same time, when we looked at like Azure Lemonade in the V1 formula, Hype Sauce is way better than Azure.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
all dependent on your flavor, and it's all gonna be dependent on the company. But truly, it's just G Fuel, and there's not a lot of close other ones out there. Some will tell you it's Advanced, some will tell you it's Gamer Sup, some will tell you it's Ghost, some will tell you it's this and that. Everybody has a preference. So just find another company you like if you're trying to get away from G Fuel, and that's just the thing. You're gonna have to try out kits.
Yes. So here's another thing that we got approached to. So everybody knows if I'm actually having coffee at home,
Relly, are you
what
on our
the
main account right
hell?
now?
Yeah, I'm blocking that user.
Okay.
Yeah, why, whatever the hell that is. Okay, that was awkward.
Bots still happen on YouTube.
Yep, but hey, in our head, rent free. So everybody knows that if I'm going to sit down home and have coffee, I like to make it out of a mocha, which, if nobody actually knew this, that was made in the 30s and it's still been a tradition since. Kind of, kind of weird that that thing's almost 100 years old. But going through this and talking with people, if you had to think of one of the biggest potential G Fuel experiments, was the biggest flop the coffee?
For G Fuel,
Yes, the French vanilla.
uh, I guess it depends on your question. Because like, is it something that had the most potential that flopped, or just like, is it their worst flavor?
So I think it was a flavor they wanted to touch into to open the door for something else.
Okay.
But I think it was a flop.
I say, because depending on the exactness, I would even argue their biggest flop was Health Potion.
Biggest flop is health potion
Yeah, that flavor could have been so good, and they messed it up so bad.
because of the
So,
collab, six collectors boxes. It wasn't a good flavor, not popular flavor.
and we're about to go down that exact same mess again with the Dragon Ball one. Why give us good collabs with good companies, but then do crap flavors?
Listen, I will say this: Phase X, I'm happy it's still around. I don't care if you call it Citrus Freeze. I don't care if you call it DBZ, whatever. It's Phase X. Okay? Then you're going to give us Phase 51, the shit down our neck, but you decided to remake it and reskin it. But then, I'm sorry. Let's see. Strawberry Pledge, aka Strawberry Leche. That's your guy. That's the flavor you want to sell out and go to the house and shove it down everyone's throat and say this is the best. Hell no. Absolutely freaking not. If you want to say that Phase X is goaded, fine. Because guess what? There's a lot of people out there that hate the OG monster, but they'll pick up the white one and say that's the best one out of all of them. You know, it comes down to stuff like that. Like, come on, man. What are we doing?
I
What
stand
the
by
hell are we doing?
I stand by my idea last week. If you wanted a killer Dragon Ball collab that would have sold products instant it went live, you make it the infamous Peach Mango reskin as a Dragon Ball.
And that
That
would
would
have
have
flown
sold
off
like
the ship.
hotcakes.
And if that was ever sold in FYE, even better.
That's one of
Because
those
if
flavors.
that hit FYE, those collector boxes would be gone within a week all over the country. And on the
That
G Fuel website, oh my God, they'd have to make more. And there's people that'd be pre-ordering that thing all the way up until June 2023.
that would have been
That
one of those collabs that has happened a small times where if you were on the wait list, you got in, you got it. But if you didn't get on the wait list and you're waiting until 3 p.m., it was already sold out. Which I'm not gonna lie, I've been kind of surprised lately by some of the flavors that have come out that are pre-order flavors, and yet they're still selling out. Like the new Binding of Isaac, that's sold out already.
I was very surprised about that. Yes,
I like it, I wonder if there's a weird thing going on where they're not producing as much, or they're just trying to do smaller batches, or what it may be. But to your
it
main
has
point,
to be.
really, the coffee was definitely something that they were trying to step into a different field. It was disappointing, but it's kind of really hard to replicate coffee without it being exactly coffee in a powdered form.
So I correct that. So before I get back into the claim that we discussed with that, to finish off on the coffee, I think that it definitely lacked certain notes. And I think that there's a lot of people thinking I could replace Monster or Java with this. Pretty easy, fine, whatever. And I think that's just, it is what it is. To go back to the collector's boxes, what's a big collab that they still got going on?
What do you mean they still have going on?
They still have not sold out Electric Strike.
It's one of those weird things because like, uh, Mortal Kombat's popular brand. That flavor is very popular. It's very good. The weirdest part is some people are spending big bucks to get old sealed boxes of like Scorpion Sting or
I
the
shatter.
Ice Shatter for their collections. And then they came out with more of those. Here's the other big one because we're on the topic real quick. You know how many people have spent a ton on PewDiePie collector boxes, OGs, to get that old one, and then they somehow had a small batch of that come up? Like, are these old things in
Yeah.
the warehouse, or are they just remaking them?
That's definitely a remake, man. And it's also kind of screwy because if you look at the year of the PewDiePie, how many reskins has he got this year? And that's, we're going to do the Marzia reskin collector's box. Not even a month later, we have a small restock of the OG Pewds box. And if you put one of those together, just recently, bought piece by piece, sticker and everything, that sucked and that took a lot of time and you probably spent a good amount of money. You bought the tub, you have to find the box, the sticker, the shaker definitely costs a pretty penny.
Now, like, I
If you
get
had
it.
to put that box together, if it was $100, it wouldn't surprise me.
I get it. They're playing into their advantages. PewDiePie is one of, if not one, if not like a huge, giant, massive creator. Was a long time the number one subscriber on YouTube for a long time. Everybody loved him, whether you loved him or hate him or his controversies, whatever. He's huge. He's massive. He has the numbers. A lot of people are upset when he gets reskins. I get it, but they're playing into their suits because they know it'll sell. But like, I just have really weird feelings about them re-releasing an old collector box, even though it's for a top dog one that they know they'll sell. And I'm like, are you either remaking them or they can't be an old batch with new tubs? What's going on here? It just feels so weird. And even like with the Mortal Kombat ones, is there more other tub like collector boxes that are going to happen? I thought this was a collector's box. Are we trying to actually be exclusive to collecting, or is it just like, hey, here's this other fancy thing? Like, should I keep my collector box collection now, or they all have the chance to be re-released?
That's actually pretty, and not only that, but there's older collector's boxes that they could remake. Some they can't because of collab purposes, because they're no longer with the company. But there's some old ones that they would make a killing on. Like if they decide to make a collector's box and bring back pink grapefruit,
They would make a
you make 1,000 of those, they'll be gone in a week.
oh, they'll be gone in minutes. I mean,
Depending on how many you make.
Rel, you know what their first collector box was? Imagine if they re-released that.
Golden apple pear, but I don't think they could
Yes,
do it because he's no longer with the company. Because hey, if you're gonna bring back Golden Apple Pear and give us that first box re-released, I'm about it. You?
I mean, I would definitely get it for the tub, but even I'm in the position where, like, I don't know if I want to keep my collection or not, or if I want to start selling it off if we're going to have
There's you. I'd
re-releases.
buy all 1,000.
I mean, Golden Apple Pear is a great one.
It's goaded. What can I say?
There's a reason why we mix that with THIST, and that got the champagne, the wisdom feel.
Absolutely. But I'm just looking around, man. I thought Watermelon Limeade and Electric Strike was sold out a while ago. Uh, Doctor Strange, the Orange Madness. Did they just make too many of those damn things, or?
I mean, they're Marvel collabs. I can understand those ones. Marvel's a big franchise. A lot of people love the characters. I get it. They probably have to make a certain investment when collabing with them. It's like, hey, we're going to make X amount and whatnot. There's probably some kind of numbers within the collab there.
Which is fair, and I will say that actually is a good flavor. I'll give them that.
Oh, that I think that's a goaded hydration. I loved that. I can't buy hydration anymore from G Fuel. I think their hydration is delicious, but when I really think about it, I can go to Walmart or Myers or Kroger, whatever your major grocery store is. You can pick up like Great Value or any of those other brands that just sell basic flavoring packets for water. You can get what, 10 packs for $5. G Fuel is like maybe I think what is it, 30
30,
servings,
30 flavor, 30
30
servings
servings
for
for 35. Like
uh for that one, 32 before discount.
yeah, right now. But like I just feel like a lot of times when it comes down to hydration, for the amount you get in a hydration tub with G Fuel, you can save and just get basic Great Value or whatever it is, and like flavor packets for your water.
Yeah, true. I mean, some flavors you definitely have to go buy the G Fuel for it, but yes.
Because I think the real question you and I or anybody needs to ask yourself is: are you actually buying G Fuel hydration for the other ingredients in it? Are you actually an ingredients person, or are you just buying it because you want good flavored water without the caffeine?
Essentially what happened with me is I was making my hydration at home and I need a substitute from Gatorade Zero. I mean, there's hydrations all over the place, and I've tried a little bit of everything to try to substitute and bringing back cases to try and put in my garage, my fridge, my pantry, whatever. I just found out having that little, like, I don't have an office space anymore or, cabinet to put my tubs in, like at the other job I had this year. That was short term. So I got a duffel bag to put my change of clothes in, and I just got an energy and a hydration tub in there. So it's just convenient on the go. The packs aren't going to tear open. And if you're going to get a certain flavor, like I don't think they're going to make a divine peach hydration in a hydration packet at Walmart. I
No.
think it's just too precise. If they wanted to do something like the Phase X or the white cherry, I can see that. But if you got some of those compact or complex flavors, there's no way.
I think it's a very mixed bag on those because I think if you're somebody that wants to try G Fuel, they're Walmart's readily available almost everywhere. It's a great place to try your first time. I would still recommend trying an actual starter kit from the website, but like those hydration packs are like not hydration, but the little packs you can get at Walmart. It's like $9 for 6 packs. Like that's outrageous. You could spend a little bit more and just get a starter kit. Try different flavors, see what you may like, but it's an okay entry door into it.
Yes, absolutely. It's
But
it is that good entry door as you put that. That's probably the best way to put it.
Mr. Relly, uh, went over all of our major topics tonight. We even off branched a little bit and got into some other stuff. Sounds like a real good spot to stop for episode 49, almost 50, almost one entire year of the Caffeinated podcast. And it's not going to be
Absolutely.
50. I think it's at episode 52, if I remember correctly.
It would be 52,
Yep.
yes. So technically, not only that, but just remember, guys, this was we actually had 4 episodes that we recorded and we just saved, didn't know what the hell to do with them. And essentially, it took a whole month process to figure everything out and get things rolling officially. And when we did, we're just like, okay, we're going to upload all 4 of these now, and then we're going to start fresh week 5 and just go into this. And everyone's like, what the hell are you doing?
It's been a slow process for us, but we're constantly adapting, changing, and growing, and doing a
Trying
lot
new
more.
things.
And there's even more that we still should be doing that we may not be the most on top of, but we're constantly getting better. And like any platform where they're doing a podcast, streaming, content creation anyway, you're not going to be the biggest and the baddest within a year. Everything takes a giant climb.
Not only that, but when you have regular jobs, commitments, ladies, etc., we're people. We're humans. We do have a great mod. We do have a great community. But like we said before, we're not going away anytime soon. We hope to do more, branch more, and we're still having good times. And we're even still now going over, we're still going on our best moments we've had of almost being on air for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably going to get together a list, and this is going to take a lot of time out off the air. We're probably going to do a teach. What do you think? A top 5 moments for you, and I'll write a list myself. Top 5 moments of the show.
Oh, we'll just be going over everything over this past year. Good moments, bad moments, funny moments, all that good jazz. We'll just have a good full reminiscing episode for 52.
I don't know. If you want to go by rant list, you're probably going to say that the Bagel rant is probably the best.
I don't know about that one. There's been a lot of good ones, but that's definitely a
What?
good one.
That's probably the best one if I had to pick.
Uh, you've went on some tangents before. I
Well,
recall.
you probably remember about me because I remember maybe half of them.
Oh, I remember a lot, but we'll definitely have to go through on our own
That's
and watch
because
through all
sometimes
of
I
our own
just
episodes.
slur, say something nonchalant, and I just kind of forget about it. It's just how it is. But I mean, if every single rant and tangent was planned, it wouldn't be genuine. It wouldn't be memorable at all. It'd just be dry as paint on the wall.
Yep.
You can't be somebody you're not. But anyways, people, thank you for having us be Mr. and Mr. Monday Night. And we'll be back next week. We got a lot more things to go over. We got some new flavors to cover. And one thing involved is hey, teach, homework assignment for the both of us, especially since there's more of this fugazi, vanilla ass flavor profiling. With all the energy drink companies and kind of things we've tried, label up and down, best to worst, blue raspberry flavors.
Okay.
Because I got 2 I'm gonna be trying this week, one tomorrow, one the next day, and I'm gonna see where I'm putting them in powder and in can.
Gotcha.
And I'll just say this rain, blue raz, whatever you want to call it, if I'm gonna be sweating my balls off in an attic, this better be freaking good. Otherwise, I'm gonna be on another tangent. Like that's anything new. But anyways, if I rant, go ahead. Your amusement, my pain. And if not, my pleasure. Sorry for you, but we'll see you next time. Everybody, we love you. Take it easy. Make sure you drink your water, have the pizza, and you turn the page, you wash your hands. Have a good night. Stay caffeinated.